The water around Genovesa Island was murky like pea soup. Each whitecap wave that bouldered past went up my nose. Sputtering into my snorkel mask, I knew I had to press on to join the group. But let me back up. I'm Kelsey Anderson, and this is Encounters.
Meet the ocean.
I come to you from my bedroom closet because it is the quietest place in my house. But many times I don't hop on the mic. Instead, I'm the one that's finding the magical sounds that bring our podcast stories to life. But today, I wanted to come behind the mic and tell you about a crazy trip I took in 2016 to the Galapagos Islands. Yeah, I've been out of the States before. I was the first of my immediate family to go to a country where I didn't speak the language. Bonjour, friends. But I joined extended family on cruises that sauntered through the Bahamas and Vancouver. But all those experiences came with a guide, one of those lanky fellows with glasses that slipped down the bridge of his nose and a clipboard stapled to his hand. But he, like many other guides I came across, seemed like caricatures of the actual people that lived there. In reality, I wanted an adventure that plunked me down in the middle of a culture. 2016 was the brink of that adventure. I had uprooted my Midwestern self and moved to Los Angeles, California, where I got my big break in the film industry. That culture was so intoxicating. The city never slept, and neither did I. However, it was an email that actually changed everything. A week before starting my big-time film job, I was invited along on the National Geographic Islander for their trip to the Galapagos Islands. As fast as I could push send, my mind was already in the southern hemisphere. 3 planes and 1 water taxi later, I was aboard. However, I was alone. As a kid with protective parents, I was rarely left to my own devices. So this trip presented a challenge. Make friends with people I had never met, or do it by myself. The first day aboard cemented this challenge with a single remark made during orientation. If you want to snorkel, you'll need a buddy. Crap. If I wanted to see all the crazy cool wildlife that called Galapagos home, I would have to make friends, or at least acquaintances. So I did. During each meal, I'd sit down at a different table, and I'd strike up conversation. However, there was one couple that never entered my rotation. Saw him, never talked to him. Little did I know, this man would be my snorkel partner. I had not snorkeled for ages. Practicing around the ship, I found that I needed a life preserver to prevent fatigue. Watching people twice my age dart around in the water with ease made my heart sink. However, I was determined to see stingrays on this trip. What are the importance of these creatures, you ask? They're only my favorite animal. Wildlife was abundant in this part of the world, as the animals didn't see humans as predators. Instead, many were curious and came right up to us. I was often placed into naturalist Vanessa's group, where she free dived to deep depths to point out sea turtles and tickle corals. She knew my desire to see a stingray, but the ones that came across our path were gone in a flash. I'd look down into the water and she'd shrug her shoulders back up at me. It was on the Genovesa Island dive that I finally got my chance. A small group embarked with Vanessa in the mid-morning aboard Zodiac boats, cutting through the choppy waters brimming with these whitecaps I talked about earlier. The blustery winds made for a grim snorkeling day, but the group was focused. Jumping into the water and lowering my mask, I was met with the grim reality that would be swimming through water as opaque as pea soup. The gentleman from the couple I never spoke with jumped in after me. He was going to be my snorkeling buddy. By sheer coincidence that his wife didn't join him on the excursion. He was stuck with me if he wanted to snorkel as well. Bummer. Turning around, I gave him a feeble thumbs up while he gave me a slight nod. I think both of us weren't excited about the pairing. Unfortunately, halfway through the excursion, my snorkel buddy was nowhere in sight. Obviously, I was too slow of a swimmer for him. Gathering up all the courage I could muster, I followed the splashes of fins from group members ahead of me. I was alone again. The feeling of being in a foreign country, traveling alone, hit me all over again. However, I decided quickly that this would not paralyze me. In this moment of strength, something 2 meters below me sparkled in the deep water. It was the sun reflecting off the back of a golden eagle stingray. As if the murky water were curtains before a show, the darkness separated, and a fever of golden eagle stingrays appeared below my body in perfect triangular pattern. As an aside here, a fever is what you call a group of stingrays. Got it? Awesome. Moving on then. Flapping their fins as if flying through air, the group synchronized together in perfect fluidity. It was absolutely beautiful. Screaming bubbles out of my mask, I watched them slowly glide away from me, pointed toward the indistinguishable horizon. The last one flutters past the murky dark curtain of the water, and the group is gone. This sparkly, majestic moment is soon vanquished when I lift my head above the water to find the rest of my snorkeling group meters ahead of me. A large wave crashes over me, and I'm left sputtering salt water out of my nose. With a launching kick of my fin, I join the group and dip my head below the surface of the water, excited to see more. What did I learn from this trip? Never be afraid to take on new challenges alone. These challenges can be both big and small, both in our backyards and across the globe. Be at peace with yourself and how you fit into the natural culture or ecosystem. Breathe in what it's like to face something with just your wits and smarts alone, not with a smartphone or computer. You never know what you'll find. Meet the Ocean is produced by Paul North and Andrew Gettings, with sound design by me, Kelsey Anderson. Thanks for listening to my story. Meet the Ocean is a listener-supported nonprofit. Visit our website to find more podcasts, underwater videos, and other fun educational material. Also, you can support Meet the Ocean by joining its online Patreon community. For as little as $1 a month, you will gain access to rewards and exclusive behind-the-scenes content. To find out more, visit patreon.com/meettheocean. Don't forget to subscribe to never miss an episode, and please rate and review our podcast on iTunes or on whatever platform you choose to listen. Until next time, may the saltwater be with you.